Thanks for joining us today on Polk Salad.
We've started the season and had 2 great shows.
Great idea. That's smart.
And we've just settled in quite nicely.
Greetings. It's November, and our show is not about Thanksgiving so much as another season coming up soon. We'll have a special guest from the North Pole, and we're going to have 2 other very busy people come on as well. You're going to love this show. We're here with our first guest, and he needs no introduction. I'm sure you've seen him before. Thank you for coming on, Santa.
Oh, you're welcome.
I know this is a super busy time of year, so we tried to get you to come on just a little bit early, so thank you.
All right. I always enjoy my time in Monmouth.
Oh, good. And why is that? Why do you like Monmouth?
Why do I like Monmouth?
And Independence.
Well, I have lots of friends here from when I was much younger, and so I've just, on my time off, I just keep coming back.
Oh, good. I'm glad. So maybe on the off season, we'll see you around town in a Hawaiian shirt and flip-flops. Oh.
Not flip-flops.
Not flip-flops, okay, okay. So I know you're getting ready for a very busy season, and can you tell us where you're going to be and when you're going to be there?
Well, of course, I'll be here at the tree lighting ceremony, and that's on the 30th. And then, of course, in the University Center, kids will be telling me what they want and getting their pictures taken. Beginning the day after Thanksgiving, I'll be at the Salem Riverfront Carousel on weekends, right up through Christmas Eve. And I keep in touch with Bernard at the North Pole.
Oh, good.
Just to make sure everything's going okay.
Yeah, yeah. So you have, when you come to the tree lighting ceremony in the parade, you ride in on not a sleigh. What are you riding on?
No, I ride on a big red fire truck.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get a wave to everybody as we parade through town and through campus and see the sequoia lit up and everything, and it's just a lot of fun.
You've been able to come fairly, what is it, about 20 years now?
Pretty close.
Yeah,
pretty
that's
close.
great.
I think this year will be my 19th year for the tree lighting parade.
Wow, good, good. So I know a few things about reindeer, but I don't know a lot. And I got to talk to you last week for a spell, for an hour or so. Can you tell me a little bit, like I thought all of the reindeer were boys, but you told me otherwise.
All of the names are boys except for Vixen, and but the boy reindeers all drop their antlers before Christmas. So many years ago we started using just female reindeer because they hold their antlers until January.
Okay.
And
that's good to know.
Yeah, and it helps control the sleigh better when we're flying if they have their antlers.
Oh, and you had told me caribou. I had asked if they were the same, caribou and reindeer, and what was your answer there?
Well, genetically they're the same, but they've been separated. Caribou are in North America, reindeer are in Northern Europe and Asia. So they've been separated for 11 or 12,000 years. And the caribou have actually evolved to be a larger animal. Some of the males weigh twice as much as our male reindeer.
Oh, they'd have a hard time flying.
Probably. They'd need a lot of elf dust.
Yeah. So, the last time I saw you was on Halloween, and we did a trunk or treat event at the Monmouth Library, and I watched those children first go, what? And then all of a sudden, Santa. And so many of them jumped up in your lap, and And I can see where this would be such a rewarding experience.
Well, it is. And one of my first years at the carousel, I commented to one of the employees there that I couldn't believe that some people were saying bad things about the upcoming generation, because I thought the kids were just wonderful.
Yeah, yeah.
And she pointed out to me that I see them under kind of ideal circumstances, because they certainly don't want to look bad in front of Santa. So
Yeah, that naughty or nice type of thing.
that's right.
Yeah, yeah. So at the trunk or treat, Bob and Lisa Carney had driven an awesome vehicle.
They did.
Yeah, it was a Impala
Right,
61.
61. Yeah. When I was a young boy, I had a 61 Impala, and it wasn't red and white, but I really loved their beautiful red and white
Yeah.
car, and it was, you'd think it had just rolled off the showroom floor.
Yeah, it was a nice shape.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun. So I know you're going to be super busy every day, all night. What are you going to be doing after Christmas is over? What are your plans?
Well, let's see. I usually sleep until Little Christmas, which is Epiphany, on
Oh.
January 6th.
Oh,
And then my dog, which is a reindeer herding dog, that's his birthday. So I wake up in
Oh.
time for his birthday.
oh,
And then Mrs. Claus and I head for tropical warm weather.
Smart.
Doesn't matter how many years I've lived at the North Pole, I still love the sunshine.
Yeah, I bet. So will you be reading when you're at the lounging on the beach?
Yeah. Put my sunblock on, and I like to read a lot of history and biographies of famous people, but recently I've discovered a young woman author who, and I read first a couple of her Christmas books, and I just loved especially the way she portrayed her male characters.
Oh.
Just seemed more genuine than some of the other
Yeah.
ladies who write Christmas novels. And so now I've read a little over 30 of her books.
Oh my, she's prolific.
She has, there's
Yeah.
still several out there.
I really enjoy it when they develop the characters and they're not cardboard, and yeah, there's so much more to you.
So if any of you guys out there are looking for a good Christmas novel, the author's name is Robin Carr.
Oh,
So there, a
good.
little shameless plug for.
Oh, good. And is she a local gal or?
No.
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 Okay. I know we do have some local authors that you've been who have been at the library and have talked about their books, and
Right.
so that's encouraging.
There's
that we have
a
it.
lady who lives here in Polk County whose name is actually Megan Carr.
Oh,
And she has a couple of books out. I read her first one. It was very good.
oh, good.
Very good. But also Mary Crawford
Yep.
lives here, and she has a lot of books. And although they're a little juicy for Santa's.
Well said.
Anyway, and
Redacted.
I'm trying to think. Oh, Michaela Lally
Oh, okay.
is another local author, and she wrote a book about, well, it was a novel about characters in Australia, and I found that really interesting.
Oh, good. That's interesting. Good. Well, and then you'll travel. Then when do you come back and start working all over again? Do you get to
Well-
start in the summertime or?
Well, yes, I do, especially with the concerns about rising temperatures. I want to go back and check the workshop and the whole village there at the North Pole, make sure nobody's sinking into the water.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's true.
so far the elves have enough magic to kind of keep that stable. So
Good. So how many elves do you have? A lot? little.
The
That's a
last-
lot of work to put
The
together.
last count I had was a little over 400.
Oh my.
So there are new ones being born every year, and lots of happy families. And
Yeah. And Bernard is the leader of the.
he's the head of production at the workshop. So.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Well, that's awesome. The reason we were together at Trunk or Treat is we were promoting an event that I know we won't be able to see you at, but you were able to promote it for us. It was called Making Spirits Bright.
Right.
And we handed out candy canes to all the children. And they just, I was so happy to see that there is still a sparkle. There is still magic in the season.
I love, always being able to talk to kids and even though you can see the same look on their parents' face
It's true.
as they see their children doing what they did 25 years ago.
Oh, I know. It's wonderful. Well, I'm so glad you took time out of the day and came to visit with us. Thank you, Santa.
Oh, well, you're very welcome. Thank you for having me. And thank you for wearing red.
Oh, well, you must be a Western fan, too, because I see you wear red. I wear red.
I do. I have a Western Wolves football jersey. It
Oh,
says
good.
St. Nick on the back.
Oh.
And of course, since it's sometimes pretty chilly for football games, I have a nice zip-up sweatshirt.
Perfect.
It says Wolves on it and everything.
There you
So,
go. As long as it's red.
That's right.
That's good.
Go Wolves.
Go Wolves. Thank you very much for the plug. We'll be right back. We're here with John Wilkins, and John is from our Western Oregon University campus, a very busy time of year for him. And tell us what you do, John.
Yeah, so I'm the coordinator for leadership and inclusion in the Office of Student Engagement, and so that means I work with a lot of our student clubs and organizations on campus. I work with the Stonewall Center, our non-traditional students, and I plan some large events, and one of which we're here to talk about today.
Yep, and the large event is the tree lighting.
Yeah.
And that you've been doing since you got here, or how long have you been in charge of that?
I believe this will be my fourth holiday tree lighting that I am running or kind of organizing. It's a big effort across campus, so I can't claim all of it, but I help organize and facilitate happening each year.
Yeah, yeah. And I know that things have changed over time. The tree has grown, for one thing. They used to say it was a certain height, and then now it's, several feet taller. And yeah. So when do you start planning for this? When is...
in a lot of ways, the planning starts in the summer, early summer for me, and some of that is just reaching out and coordinating and connecting with people to get on schedules, to making sure we're checking in with Santa, who is just here, to be sure, nothing's changed for him, so he can still come out and join us. And then connecting, like the fire truck he runs on, to, connecting with the fire department, things like that. So a lot of the work goes in the summer to start getting on calendars, and then up until the event, we're working on it.
Well, I know last year was a big one. It was the 50th. So a lot of extra effort went into it in a lot of different departments. So this one is the 51st. Do you see some changes for, after we're over the hump of 50?
50 was a big thing, and a lot of people, really stepped up last year, and it was great. This year, I think it'll be a lot of what the community has said they've loved about it. So the traditional things that have happened. So the parade, Santa, we'll have the essay and coloring contest. We'll have a holiday concert by local elementary, middle school, and high school choirs. And maybe a few little things that might be new or different. We'll have our cookie bake-off. But a lot of those things our community loves, so we want to continue to give folks what they love.
Good. So I was fortunate enough to be asked to be a judge last year for the cookie baking. It was a sweet challenge. And this year I'm practicing, I'm judging again, so I'm practicing eating my cookies and ho ho ho. So you're busy in so many other ways. You're also studying for a second master's. Tell us how many hours that involves for you.
Yeah, so I'm in a master's in social work program right now through Portland State University. And so there's classes I go to. I'm taking one online, one in person, and that's every other Friday in Salem, pretty much all day. And then I also have an internship, which is about 15 to 16 hours per week.
Yeah.
So
Plus 40.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm sure you have other things that just
Yeah.
you have to make time for. So we've caught you between meetings, and I'm so glad you were able to come join us for a few minutes.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, you bet. What brought you to Monmouth area, to Western?
Yeah. So I've been at Western for 9 years now.
Okay.
Or this is my 9th year, I guess, in progress. And really what brought me here was I was living in Wisconsin at the time. I was working at a college there.
Oh, really? Which one?
Beloit College.
Oh, Beloit.
And so for those of you not familiar with it, small private liberal arts college, about 1,200 students. And I was working in housing there, and I got a job in housing over here as a resident director, so supervising and help facilitating Landers Hall. And so I worked in housing for 4 years here and then transitioned over to student engagement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great thing. Yeah, we lived in Wisconsin 20 years. Deborah, our director producer, who is a Scotty native. So there's a lot of similarities between the two areas. You know, it's a good work ethic, values, and so forth. I just see a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
So you are not from Oregon originally? Or?
No, I'm from Marysville, Washington, so it's a little bit north. So yeah, so I went there.
Okay, and we lived in Spokane.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Before we came over. Isn't that funny? They say, is it 6 degrees of separation?
Right, yeah.
So we may have met somewhere along the way.
We may
Who knows?
have, yeah.
So your first degree was out of Western?
Western Washington University. I have a degree, a bachelor's degree in English literature.
Okay.
And then I have my first master's was also from Portland State, and that was in a master's in higher education.
Yeah. So that helps you in your career, and it also helps you in your way of seeing things.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So you have a lot of folks in your area that you work with, and a lot of students. Are you finding that the students have kind of, I don't want to say matured, but are you finding they're responsible and are you as surprised as I am to see how poised and I don't know.
Yeah, I think I know what you're saying. I think, you know, one of the things I love about working on a college campus and with students is that they're always changing and learning and growing, and that's part of the whole mission of Western, right? And so in student engagement, where we really try to empower students to find their voice, to discover their voice, to stumble and fail, and to say, what can I do better? And we support them along that in the way, and it's such a privilege to do that. I think there are folks I hear of every now and then who, you know, they're concerned about this generation. For me, it's quite the opposite. I see students who are engaged, who are trying to have conversations and create communities that are welcoming to everyone. Which can be a challenging thing at times, and I think they grapple with that and figure out how to do that. But it's such a privilege to help students in some way, and I think I learn more from them than they learn from me. So.
Well, I imagine there are students who come back to see you. I know it's only been 9 years, but I imagine there are students who look you up when they're in town. And
there are a few, and it always feels good, you know, and you know, it's wonderful to have social media in that sense to keep up with folks and what they're doing.
Isn't that true?
You know, and many of them have families now or well into their careers. Are doing wonderful things, and to know that we're some part of their story is
very rewarding.
Very rewarding. Yeah.
You've chosen the right profession. Tell us about your favorite holiday memory. How's that?
Favorite holiday memory.
I'm going to make you put on your thinking cap.
That is. You know, the holidays for me. You know, I think one of my favorite holiday things, me and some friends get together or have traditionally done Friendsgiving. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
and so it's a time, it's usually a couple days after Thanksgiving, and we get together and we hang out and we break bread and we catch up. And as I've gotten older, I've appreciated it more.
Yeah.
Because many of my friends have families, have kids. We've kind of spread out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's a great time to catch up
Good.
and to find each other and to have those traditions that we engage in as well. And I'm fortunate to have so many friends, even from high school, that I still keep in close contact with. So I think that's probably one of my favorites.
I think that's a fun event. Our daughters both do the same thing. When you're living far from family or have so many relationships from so far away, it's nice to get together in some way. So when we lived in Wisconsin, we were miles and miles from family. So we had a version of Friendsgiving, but we would kind of bring the orphans together, those whose families were far away. It was always university related because, so it was always a big get together with all the kids and a very cherished memory.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I think my other favorite thing is prime rib.
Okay. Oh, so you're not a vegetarian?
No,
okay,
not
good.
a vegetarian. Yeah, no. My now mother-in-law is a wonderful cook, and so she knows I love prime rib, and so she spoils me. And at Christmas, that's what we have.
Oh, good.
And I eat my weight in prime rib, prime rib and horseradish, and so it's
Oh, that's
delicious.
good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll have to gather and do some of that. I'm not good at prime rib. Rax makes a great prime rib. So
good to know.
We'll do that.
I'll have to talk about it next time I see him. Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on. I
Thanks for having
appreciate you taking some time today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Happy holidays. And we're here with Chuck Thurman. He's with the City of Monmouth in the Power and Light Department. The guy who's busy this time of year.
The whole staff gets busy. This is where we get to dust off the front doors, turn those jack-o'-lanterns around so we see the pumpkin side, get the leaves kind of out and going. But we get to put our best face on with the lighting. The tree lighting downtown on Main Street, the trees go up on the poles, the lights go into the park and the decorations. This is a really great, busy time of year.
Busy time.
In addition to that, we get to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
Keep the trees out.
Yeah.
So my guys and my staff is extremely busy.
Well, I know you put banners up too. That's a biggie. That's a big part, and I appreciate you have the.
We have a Making Spirits Bright up right now, and I'll put a plug in for the Gentle House Bazaar.
Yes.
Well, that one just went up, and the wind gives us a little bit of fun with banners, but absolutely.
It looks great. It looks good. We're getting festive. So we have kind of an early Thanksgiving this year. It's just a couple of weeks away. So
But that's the part I like.
Yeah.
It's time to take the scary part of Halloween and put it away, save the jack-o'-lanterns, turn them around, so you have pumpkins, grab a few leaves that are blowing all over, put them on your yard, maybe a corn stalk, get out the sweaters.
Well, I see.
I have to have a Thanksgiving sweater before I get into the rest of the holidays.
Okay.
So it's a quick festive Halloween to Thanksgiving, and then we invite our neighbors in to come have some fun with Making Spirits Bright.
Yeah, it'll be fun. You have a big project as well going on with the building. Tell us about what's happening there.
Oh, we're real excited about, we have a new Power and Light headquarters out on 780 Eccles Street, just off of Quinn.
Okay.
We've been several years in the planning, and it is now happening, and we expect to be in by the end of February. So it's really moving quickly, and I was so happy to see that the roof got put on yesterday so we can get weather tight.
Yeah.
But it will take, I have employees in 3 different buildings trying to house what we do and how we do. I have equipment that sits out. We have a very crowded city yard because we share that with Minette and with the Monmouth Public Works.
Okay.
We now can get all that into one place, protect our investments, get them under cover, and get all the employees into one spot.
Good.
That's a major thing for us.
So that will will then, how many departments will be in that building?
Just power and light.
Oh, okay.
Just power and light.
Okay, well, I was wondering if we were moving City Hall over there too.
Well,
No.
actually, our plan is to take the area that we will vacate from Power and Light and allow Public Works to design what they need to do to expand out, because they are just as crowded. We have a couple of different
Sure.
mobile offices on site at the city yard. People are just, wherever we can get them under, that it's weather tight.
Yeah, crazy. So how long have you been in Monmouth?
I've been here a little over 7 years. I live in town, and it was great. But most recently, I decided to expand a little bit and move into the country. And
You're the country boy.
I am, tried and true.
Yeah.
I come from Arlington, Washington, which is all out in the country or logging. And you can't give up your roots. And I was just so much happier to be moving on to a piece of land. And I raise Highlander cows, and I have
They are so
hazelnuts.
cute. Oh, you do have hazelnuts? Oh, good.
So
Wait. You don't say hazelnuts. Not a native. Filberts. Is that it?
well, around here, everybody's the hazelnut.
Yeah.
We did the
Yeah.
hazelnut because it was hazelnuts and Highlanders. So we kind of, hazelnuts,
cute.
Highlanders,
Sure.
and hummingbirds. We kind of blend them all together.
Oh,
So.
good. Allegory or alliterative. Alliterative. Cool. So Debbie, I know, is your wife and a friend also. We're PEO sisters. And she's also involved in this committee in a big way. Very artistic. I know that she's done had a bakery at one time and makes the baskets for different events. So I'm looking forward to her efforts in our committee that we're on. You're my partner in crime for this.
Debbie does a phenomenal job. She's spent a lot of time in the schools as an employee and as a volunteer. And whatever Debbie touches, she's got that Midas touch. I mean, well, look at me, for example.
I know.
I am so lucky to have her there for the things that she,
Yeah.
that's why I weigh so much. But on the
is
Making
good,
Spirits Bright, I think she can add a lot to the
Yeah,
group, as
yeah.
are the other committee members. And boy, I'd encourage anybody you need to come downtown Monmouth on the 24th.
Oh,
and see what-
absolutely. It was such, we have a terrific committee, and they're all working together and working so hard, and it's paying off. We're going to have a great holiday bazaar. We're up to a dozen, which is fabulous for the first time out. We'll have people who are selling baked goods, people who are selling jewelry and crocheted goods. We have entertainment. We have high school students. We have youngsters singing along, doing a sing-along. We have Santa calisthenics. It's going to be a blast.
And your comment about the committee, what a great blending of our community, which WU is a major part of our community,
Yeah.
and our businesses, another major part of the community, and those of us that are service-oriented as opposed to a sales orientation.
Yes, that's right.
And this leads right up into the phenomenal tree lighting that happens at WU. I'm so excited about that. I love it every year.
It's going to be great. It's great. And they've changed the location of where the parade will begin. John, who was just with us, has talked to PCL. So the parade will be coming out of the PCL parking lot, going down Main and turning on Monmouth. And so we've got a little bit more length. We've got a little bit more folks who are involved, who have signed up so far. And we also have food trucks for the first time that'll be down at the park. So it's going to be a great night. Lots of fun.
Oh, I'm
Lots of
looking
fun.
forward to it.
Yeah.
That's the fun of trading the summertime sun for the wintertime lights.
Oh, that's
and
true.
It's just so great. It's that shot in the arm that we don't get from the sunshine.
Yeah. And the part about bright, making spirits bright, we should mention that we have Santa's Workshop and Gingerbread Village, that the lights will be flipped on at 5 o'clock on the 24th. So the park will be ablaze and illuminated with gingerbread kids jumping on a trampoline, or gingerbread kids in a rope.
And penguins sliding down slides.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
We got to save some surprises. They need to come
That's
and
true.
see.
Oh,
But
there are surprises.
If you've seen it in years past, it will be
blow your mind.
It is
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah, it'll
Excellent.
be fun. And it'll grow over years. So this is a cooperative event. The University Community Connections Committee, one of the Monmouth engaged groups, chose this as a project, and it started out with the community, or the university and the city, all working together. So it's a big effort on everybody's part, and we sure hope you can all come down and enjoy it.
And normally we wait till after Thanksgiving to put up some of the decorations.
Yes, I know.
This year
we're
going
pushing you.
We're going to move her a little bit sooner this
Yeah,
year
yeah.
and have the lights up. So if people see the lights, they need to follow the trail and see what it leads to.
Sure. That's a good way to put it. We have no Civil War that day, so the football competition is not going to be a competition for this event, but we'll have lots of fun. I was going to ask you about, now I found out from John that we had states in common where we've lived. And then I found out as he was leaving and you were coming on that you lived very close by him in Washington.
I was surprised when I was listening to his interview. My town was over here. His was in the middle, and when I married, I moved to the town on the other side of him to be a little further out into the countryside.
You didn't have cows there, did you? Or did you?
Oh, we had lots of animals,
Oh, wow.
absolutely.
Good.
I believe in animal husbandry, and my children were raised through that, and I think it's just a well-rounded person.
Yeah.
That and sports.
Yeah.
We knew where they were, and we knew what they were doing.
Good. Yeah, keep them busy
Absolutely.
and keeps them out of trouble. So we have another place in common, even we had lived in Washington, not at the same time, different times, but in California. You have lived in California.
I did. I lived in Southern California for a stint. I had an opportunity to retire early, so I moved to Southern California and worked for a power company, managed one there, and had the opportunity to come up near grandkids.
Yeah.
Once your kids start having kids, you'll understand that you want to be closer. And Grandma
Yes.
was tired of being in the airport.
Yeah.
She now traded that for a car and is
Yeah.
there very quickly.
Good.
Ours
Good.
live in Beaverton, very close.
Oh, that's good. And then Salem? No, not Salem. In Beaverton. Okay. For some reason I thought very, very close, like Salem. So when you said lots of animals, what drew you to these darling cows?
Oh, I
hope
love
we
the
have
Highlanders
a picture of them.
forever. I don't know that we did. I mean,
Oh,
I
okay.
have some,
Maybe
but I don't
we'll
know
have to
if
get-
we brought any in. But,
There are those cute little ones with the forelock.
they got woolly coats.
Yeah,
And-
darling.
Oh, they are. And I have from 7 months to 4 years are mine. I have 6 different, and they're wonderful. They're the most docile, calm animal you've ever seen. But it's so heartwarming when you go out to feed, whether it's morning or night. They're down below in the field. They come running up the hill, have stop halfway, take a breath, and run just to get their feed. They're not hungry. They just like that time.
They want to see you.
But my neighbors think I'm crazy because I talk to them, and I've given them all names, and they're a market animal, so that will happen. But they're also an animal.
You're not heartless, and
No.
they are here for a reason. But so they all have names. That's adorable. I had seen some sheep that looked like they would be good friends. So I think that's your next project. And there are some darling sheep, little tiny versions of sheep, like yours are a little version of a
They
cow.
make great pictures on the wall.
Meaning no, thank you, no sheep.
Have done sheep.
Okay. Tell me about filberts or hazelnuts. When do you harvest them? I know nothing.
We had our first little harvest this year. The trees are very young, so we did get a small amount. Next year we expect a little more, but our trees were inoculated with a truffle fungus, so we're really excited to see whether that took and whether that will produce. We've seen some of they kind of clear the grass out at the bottom naturally.
Yeah.
It's called brûlée.
Okay.
That has begun to happen for a couple of the trees, so we don't know if that will continue, if it will or it won't. But we are in a very prime climate here in Oregon, just like we found in the wine industry. The France and the Italy area were very common.
Good for truffles. Wow, so I've heard a bit about that, where you train a dog to find the truffle. Put a little bit of truffle in a mitt of some kind, that he gets the smell for it, but doesn't eat it once he finds it. So you give him another toy or something as a reward.
It used to be they used pigs, but pigs will root down and eat.
Yeah,
and
you
so
don't want
dogs
that.
won't eat.
Yeah,
No, you
they're
don't want
too
that.
expensive.
But I'm learning a whole lot about it.
Yeah,
I
I
know
bet.
nothing about that side of it. It was, to me, to get back to the farm. It's a blessing that the trees are there, and I brought the cows in, and I'm loving it.
You're not spending much time in front of the TV. You're out there spreading hay and
having fun.
Good.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm so glad you came on the show today.
Oh,
it's always good to see you.
This is wonderful. It's good to talk about what people do for the community, and you pulled together a great committee to get this moving and keeping the energy going. I don't know where you find all your energy. You don't have cows, obviously.
I don't have cows. Well, one more plug because when I was racking my brains on what to do, we ended up meeting down at the parking lot, the Windermere parking lot, pacing it off, deciding where the tents for the vendors could go, and you gave me such great insight. Oh, we'll put this here and we'll do this here, and
well, thank you for the compliment.
Experience.
But I'm going to turn it right back to you. You had all the answers. You had them in the wrong order, and once I helped you kind of shuffle your order a little bit,
it made sense.
You were like, "Hey, this is great." I do remember that afternoon going over.
It was fun.
And it all falls in.
Yeah.
Because we have people that want those events to succeed.
We have the fun part about it, I think, is we are going to use the old stage. So it's kind of small town atmosphere, not big city atmosphere, you know? It'll be, I wouldn't say country, but a very intimate feeling, I think, with lots of fun things to do and see. And
that's the reward at the other end. The reward I'm reaping from it is my folks at work have been able to help get the old stage out. Let's dust it off. Let's polish it up a little bit. So they have a part in what they're going to do. They don't all live in this community, but it's, can I help? Can I help?
Oh, good.
So it's amazing when you see that. And then I said, come on back and see what happens, how it got used.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. Good. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It was a great show, wasn't it? Busy people taking time out of their day, coming to chat with us a bit. We hope you have a very special holiday season. We'll be back in January, but until then, you can watch this show on the Wimpeg channel, YouTube, MyNet channel 718, and of course, Polk Salad, a bounty of conversation. Until then, we hope to see you around town. Keep it bright. Thank you for joining